Okay, so I just want to show you how to use this scheduling software, and it's pretty easy. Basically, you just have to follow the instructions, and I'll just do a little bit of like how it works. So first of all, you input the pseudonyms, and just to save our time, I'm just going to copy paste it. And just to remind you that like after you type in the names, you have to press the enter or the return key on your keyboard so it shows here. And if you accidentally like if you put like Ellen the violinist and then you realize that Ellen doesn't really play violin, you can like delete her here. I'm very sorry, but yeah. And then I'll just type in everyone. I'll fast forward later. Okay, so here we have everyone. I'm adding the string bass column here because I know you will have bassists this year, but for now I'm just going to leave it blank because I'm using the list from 2014 to test drive the program. So here you just click everyone's here. Let's move on, and then the page will confirm with you if the number of violinists, violist, cellist, and pianist are correct. And if you notice something wrong, you can click cancel and then go back to edit it before you click continue. So for now, I'll just click OK to continue. So the second step is to know who's coaching at what day, and I'm also going to use the data from 2014 here. So the one who coaches on Monday and Wednesday is yes, I believe that's everyone. So again, you have to make sure that all the names are listed here and not like in a box, because if the name is still in a box, it means that you haven't pressed enter, so that it's not attached to the list yet. So I'll click continue for now. And then now you just have to input all the works that is to be played and studied during the session. And I have a table here just to save you some time. I'll fast forward later. And just watch like as I input the composer name and work name now. You will see a counter down here at the bottom, and it keeps a count as for how many works will be played, so that you will know if you are making any mistakes or not. The as I said, like you have to input the colon here, but it's not necessary. It's totally optional. You can also omit the year that the composer is born, and you can basically input them in any format you want. Again, if you want to delete something, you can just click on this trash can. I'm just copy paste now, but you can just type it in one by one. It's totally fine. Okay, so now there are 28 groups, and I happen to know that it's the correct number because I have done it before. And here, as the note says, if a group rehearses 2 works in one time slot, you should put them in one line. Like you should just input them as one piece, separated by a colon or whatsoever, because the program is not smart enough to know that it should be scheduled in one time slot. So if something is to be coached or rehearsed in one time slot, just input it as one. So you can check the counter here to see if it's correct, and if it is, you can click on continue. And here is where you tell the program who is playing what and who is coaching what. So you have all these people, and if you hover your mouse over, it will become red. And if you click on it, like if I click on it, then it will become red as selected, and the name will show here as group members. So just remember that if you have two violinists or two violists or two cellists who's playing like first violin and second violin, you should always click on the first violinist first and then on the second violinist secondly. So for example, who is playing Bartók String Quartet number 4, and as the historical data shows, Emily and Josh is playing it with Jesse and Zach. Yeah, so that now they're all selected and you see the name here is correct, and then you can click on submit. Then it automatically prompts you with the second piece, which is the Bartók String Quartet number 5, and that will be coached by Mr. Copes. Oh, if you misclick on someone, you can click it again, so it will unselect. Like if you click again, it's going to unselect. Okay, so once you entered everything, you can click on this button, and it might take a little bit time to process it. It might take a few seconds to a minute, but just give it some time. Okay, so here comes the moment that I clicked it, and then it might take some time, but it might be just so fast that the page just loads in a few seconds. So now you can see the rehearsal time slots and the pieces to be rehearsed. And generally there are 3 time slots, but sometimes in some extreme rare cases where it's not possible to fill in all the groups into 3 time slots, there might be 4. But chances are very fat. So I can enter the exact time for the rehearsal here. Usually the first time slot is in the morning from 9 to 10:30, but I still leave it blank so that if you want to adjust the schedule, you can do it as well. And then you can decide where these pieces are going to be rehearsed. And just to be a bit faster, I'll just enter like room 1, room 2, room 3. But in reality, you can enter like fishbowl, backstage, hall, etc., etc. Okay, let me do. I can't quite remember. Is it like 18:30 to 8 o'clock? I'm not quite sure, but you can adjust it. Okay, now they're all filled. You can click on this one. Then you can see the coaching schedules. And in this step, the first coaching schedule to show up is the Monday and Wednesday schedule. So in the same fashion, you can click here to enter the exact time. So maybe it's like from... just remember that you have to left click on the box to enable typing. Like if the box is gray, like this one, you can't do anything about it. You can't. But if you click on it, and then there's a blue box around it, you can input the studio. And I put the name of the coach here, so you can see who's coaching that piece at that particular moment, because I know that Ellen likes to arrange the studio according to the preference of the coach, so I think this might be helpful. For example, I'll just put in whatever rooms here. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here comes the special case. Because just like I have mentioned before, in some rare cases, there might be no solution for 3 time slots. So sometimes a certain group has to be coached in another time slot. So let's see, if this one starts from 1 o'clock to 2, and this one from 2 to 3, this one from 3 to 4, and maybe Doris has to coach this group from 4 to 5. You can totally arrange these rooms according to like where they like to coach. Like you can put Laurie in backstage and Mr. Krasnick in fishbowl, etc., etc. And for example, you can see that Laurie is coaching in Tuesday and Thursday, so it's best to put her in the same room. So probably see she's coaching the Opus 131, she's in room 3, and probably it's better to put her in room 3 as well, and Mr. Krasnick in room 1, and then Mr. Lip in room 4. But you can totally adjust. Like sometimes for example, this is a piano trio, and you might want a room with a nice piano. So it's totally up to you, but you have to take care of it because the program doesn't know which room has the piano, so you just have to check by yourself. But it takes care of the scheduling, so it's not good enough, I know, but okay, so let's move on. So once you click on this, you will have the whole table, and then you can just right click here and print this page, or you can select it and copy paste it into Microsoft Word or another text editor that you like, and then see here it tells you which group is being played by which players and is coached by Doris, and when's the coaching and where is the coaching and when's the daily rehearsal and the place for the daily rehearsal. So it basically has everything, but if you would like to have a schedule for like the previous steps, you can print a page before click on next, because once you reach this step there is no way of going back. So just a small reminder that if you want the previous schedules, the previous tables, you might want to print them before you click on next.